Hello, and thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose, and here we deep dive, dissect, and sometimes diagnose, because it seems everyone, including myself, I am not excluded, has lost their damn minds. If you are new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. If you're an OG, then you already know what the is going on. Like, share, subscribe, talk shit in the comments, tell me how you really feel. And y'all already know what time it is. You looked at the title, you tuned in, you got your snack, and now you're sitting back, I hope, because it is time for my
Reality Recap.
I get dizzy every time I do it. I think I need to get that checked out. All right, you guys, it is season 5, episode 36, Ready or Not Recap. And let me tell you something, after I watched it over and over again, I realized I wasn't ready. I wasn't even half ready for the information that was gonna come across that screen. And I don't think you're ready for this recap, baby. Sit back and relax. So you guys, before I start this recap, I really wanted to address some things. Some people in the comments were talking about how I kind of abruptly stopped the inmate to roommate recaps. And you guys let me know if you really like those and you want me to continue on. I stopped because after seeing so many episodes of that black man being mean and taking advantage of that older black couple, something in my spirit, like the ancestors from back in the day, just sizzled something in my spirit and I couldn't keep watching that.
No! God, please, no! No!
I mean, all these people are letting these inmates take them for granted and do all kinds of shit up in their house. I don't know if it triggers me. I don't know what it is about that show, but it really upsets my nerves. Now, if you guys really liked my recap, I did only one on it, so you can go back and I'll put the link in this video somewhere so that you can go and see for yourself. If you like it, if you love it, if you want some more of it, I'm down to continue to be triggered for your viewership. Now, if you don't need it in your life and you want to continue on with these Love After Lockup recaps, just let me know and we can move on. Maybe give me some more suggestions, because this episode alone already gave me, I felt like heart murmurs, right? But the inmate to roommate, it just hits different when these people are allowed to live up in your house. I don't know, and you don't have any romantic or any type of association with these people. They are literal strangers. I just feel like they won't make it many more seasons. Okay, something bad's gonna happen. I'm calling it. I'm not hoping for it, but I'm calling it. Let me know in the comments. Okay, now back to our Love After Lockup Season 5, Episode 36, Ready or Not Recap. So first we start off with True and Shante. And if you don't remember, True, his sister, and his sister's friend Tisha was in the gym pretending to work out. Tisha was rubbing all over him and saying that she doesn't care that he's in a relationship with Shante, that she wants to go ahead and pass her pineapple muffin top over to him. And she wants to get freaky. Now, that already let me know that she didn't have much going for her, because she was so excited to willingly give her cookie to an inmate, a man that doesn't have any job, a man that's been allowing this other woman to financially support him the whole time he was in prison, or the whole time that she's known him whilst he was in prison, because he's been in jail for 13 years. So we're talking about somebody that doesn't have a lot of life skills, a lot of resources, a lot of opportunities to do better. Let's just talk about it. I mean, if we're going to be real, let's be real here. She's really excited to do that. True didn't do anything. He reluctantly, hesitated, said, I got a girlfriend and I love her. But as soon as he went back home, from the gym, he went ahead and broke up with Shante. He told her that he's not in the mood to be exclusive, and he's just now realizing that, he has options. I think it's disgusting to lead somebody on knowing that they like you or love you a little bit more than you might like or love them. I think that's nasty behavior. If you're gonna do it, then don't lose your meal ticket, right? The house that you're paroling at. The only woman that's ever gave a to actually help your ass and give you money, 30,000 of her hard-earned dollars she gave to him. And you know what? Don't lose that over some bimbo at the gym that's willing to bust it open behind the barbells, whether you washed your stuff or not. That is just ridiculous. But anyways, she gets really upset. He's broken up with her. She runs to her car. She tries to pack her bags as soon as possible. She doesn't think that she wants to stay in the Airbnb. Now, they've only been together for about 3 days. They still have about 4 days on that Airbnb reservation. What does that mean? That means, hey, they're probably not going to give me my money back, so I might just have to lock him out, to be honest with you. But then, sorry to say, but when you with ex-inmates, you can't even lock them out and say, you know what, we're not going to be together. Go to your sister's house. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to enjoy my time at my Airbnb because I'm the one that purchased it. Nah, they'll kick down the windows. They'll call Pookie and Ray Ray and them. Hey, we got some shit going on at 1155 Cherry Street, yo. We got to go bust up in this bitch to let this bitch know that we mean business, bitch. So anyways, he calls up his sister and his sister's like, man, I'm sorry to say this, but that's what she said, right? Like, she's like, her, who cares? And you know what? That just goes to show that I was absolutely right in my last recap when I stated that your significant others, family members, they don't necessarily have to love you or care about you. They'll pretend to. I've had many of people pretend to give a shit about me, but when it all came down to it, you realize who's for you and who actually didn't care. And so the sister pretended, she's sitting up there eating with Shante and, she felt a certain way and she did want to speak out and say something, but I felt like she didn't think it was her place to. So she kept it cute, right? As soon as they broke up, she's like, her, you got Tisha, we're gonna come and get ya. Don't worry about her. So anyways, he gets in the car after he sees her down the street and she's crying. She's like, what do you want from me? What? Because at this point, he won't leave her alone. And he's like,
man, like, Shante, we could be friends.
We could be friends. I don't want to be your friend. You don't want to be my friend? No.
She's like, True, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your friend at all. We were at one point fiancés a couple days ago. Last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago, I thought you were going to be my man forever. And now today you're telling me that you just want to be friends. So no, get away. And so he gets out the car and he's like,
well, I guess it's really over now.
Yeah, it is over. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, we're done. So then we go to Troy and Z. And if you can remember, Z really wants Troy's mom to meet her mom and dad and her son so that, the family can be more acquainted with one another. Troy and Z are actually married. So everybody is pretty much family at this point and needs to figure out, the dynamic, how it's going to be and who they're getting themselves and who they're allowing into their family, into their home, into their life. Me personally, it couldn't be Troy's mama. Troy's mama, I wouldn't have much to do with Troy's mama. You need to love certain people from a distance. That's the type of person I'd have to love from a distance. If you can remember, Troy's mama popped 2 edibles before she went in church. So now they open the scene with her giggling and then crying and then talking crap about Z's dad in church. She's like, your dad's kind of ghetto with it. We're kind of in the hood, ain't we? I don't know what he talking about. Your daddy off the chart. Look at him.
He just hugged him, kept hugging him.
A little bit on the ghetto. Father, I sinned after. Father, you pay no attention. Read the book. Father, you this mind.
And it's like, can you shut up? I'm trying to praise the Lord and you really about to make me slap the hell out you. I'm really trying to do the best I can and you're pissing me off because you're talking crap about my parents. And then she got up after doing all of that and she walked out. Troy's mom leaves. She's basically like, they dragging out this service now. I got the message, damn. And the message was, the father was talking about how, people spend their youth drinking and drugging and sinning and doing all this stuff and how this affects their future and how they can get out of those habits if they trust in the Lord, right? A lot of us don't think that we'll feel that when we're at church and when we're in the presence of the Lord. But it's something about God and him wanting to get that message to you. He's going to get that message to you in any way he can using anybody he can, right? God's not going to come and get into human form and talk to you, right? You have to have a personal relationship with God. And sometimes if you don't, he's going to reach out to you in different people because God's not going to stop, right? He's not going to stop trying. Not my Lord, hello. Not my King Jesus. So she's outside. Troy tries to go outside and get her. She's acting a fool in the parking lot. I'm in my damn dress. I don't want to wear this. She's cursing. I don't want to wear this damn dress anymore. I want to get the F out of here. I'm hungry. I'm MFing hungry. I'm tired. Y'all are taking too long. All that damn racket is pissing me off. I'm old. And it's like, goodness gracious, it's not racket. It's church music and everybody's just trying to praise the Lord a little. She's telling Troy that her experience at church is making her want to drink and she's not supposed to drink. So they send a little boy out there to say, Grandma, you got to go back inside. Everybody wants to meet you. And she's very, she's like, say that I'm sickly. Say that I'm, I don't know, say something, make up something. I don't want to be there. I'm not going to do it. So, okay, that's fine too. At this point, nobody knows what to do. The mom's not going to go back in church, okay? She doesn't want to. She says she felt the spirit, and that was enough of that. So then we go on to Kim and Joey. If you remember, it's Christmas Day. Kim gave Joey a car for his Christmas present because she wanted to make sure that he could get a job and works because she doesn't want to be his sugar mama any longer. But I don't know why you would gift this man a car, especially when you stated that you can't even spend $318 on your children's Christmas gifts. Remember, because you said,
I mean, I'm a single mom and a teacher's assistant that makes $15 an hour. So I don't really have that kind of money to be spending. I need him to understand we don't sell dope.
Yet we can afford to finance a brand new vehicle for this man. And that's amazing. I love that for Joey. And, Joey comes back. Kim is mad. Joey wants to kiss her. Kim wants nothing to do with him. She doesn't understand why an hour after being gifted a car, he zoomed out her damn life. She doesn't like that. He told her to just trust him, like, what's the issue? He wanted to clear his head. He had some things to do. So just get off his damn back. It's something about gifting you something and you just don't give a shit. Already his attitude towards getting the car was like, oh, babe, you got me the same car as you. Not, oh my God, thank you so much for giving me a car. There's no way I would have gotten one. Not that, right? That wasn't his reaction, but like, oh, babe, you had to pick this color, babe. Anyways, Kim ain't worried about anything because she put an air tag on the car. So she'll be able to track him. So she did track him. She couldn't quite figure out where he was, but she wasn't too worried about it because she has a tracking apparatus that she went ahead and attached to that car because it is her car. And that's one thing these men don't necessarily get. If somebody gives you something, they can absolutely take it away. Now, in a court of law, they're not supposed to. It was a gift, but tell me I can't take some shit I pay for away. I dare ya. I double dog dare you to tell me I can't take away some shit that's in my name that I actively pay for. Over my dead body, you'll get to enjoy that. I got exes that can't even enjoy my Netflix password. Get the out of here. You leave me? We not together? You know Netflix. You know Netflix. The Anyways, so then we have Bianca and Daniel. So Bianca is still mad that Daniel's father asked her, was she mentally stable? He couldn't believe that somebody would want to be with his 31-year-old son that had been in prison for drinking and drugging and driving. Bianca's friend and Joey have a conversation, and Bianca's friend is like, I don't trust you. I don't know who you are. You keep telling me to have faith in you, but I'm not going to give you my trust. I trust Bianca enough to say that clearly if she has a good feeling about you, then I have no choice but to respect it. But I don't trust you, and you need to do the right thing by my friend because she's moving away from her home, her friends, her family, the school she went to, everything that she knows, and she is going to Arizona to rent out a 4-month lease and pay for you to parole into her house and live with her.
No, not Mike. He has to stay in the house.
Yeah,
right?
he has to.
Or he's gonna go back to prison.
I mean, I don't know if that's the case, but
No, that's the case.
I don't know why anybody's trusting somebody that's still in jail currently to come out and have like everything figured out. They were in prison for a long time. They have to get reacclimated to the outside world. Depending on how long they were in, they might not know what an iPhone is or what a brand new iPhone is or how to work an iPad or the fact that every application they're going to have to fill out is going to be digital now, depending on how long they were in. So, Bianca's kind of irritated with her friend. She doesn't understand why her friend's being so dramatic and saying things like this,
Like delusional and
You think I'm delusional?
I just think you're being a little blinded by love.
I am, but
So
it might work out for me.
I've just noticed that when people are bringing things up to you, you're getting very defensive.
And her friend's like, I noticed that you're getting very defensive. It makes me feel like you don't quite know what you're doing and you're kind of just making some rash decision and then flying by night and doing it. And so Bianca's getting upset and she's like, no, I'm not. I just think that you're being dramatic. And on a one-on-one with the producers, Bianca's like, I think she's jealous of me, I get to experience all these brand new things and she has to stay here in the same same town she's always been in, around the same people she's always been around. And it's like, you think that I'm jealous of you because I don't have a 31-year-old man that I have to take care of that's not gonna have a job or gonna provide any type of life or security for you? Like, you think that I'm jealous that I don't have that? Okay, let's go with that narrative. Or it could be
that you're going to go live with a ex-prisoner that happens to be 8 to 9 years older than you. And you're not that bright, Bianca, not trying to be mean, but you're kind of stupid. So everybody around you is trying to tell you that you need to be more cognizant and have discernment, because he might use you and or chop you up into pieces. And we don't want to see that happen to you.
like, I'm not jealous of you. It's not because you get to do all these things. She's acting like Bianca just got a brand new job that offered her a brand new living situation, and she also gets a company car. And yeah, people are trying to hold her back from progressing. You're about to go spend the rest of your settlement money on taking care of a grown man that has an alcohol problem and a drug problem and cannot be around alcohol. By the way, Bianca doesn't really grasp the fact that alcoholics can't be around alcohol, just like ex-drug users shouldn't be around drugs, because it's going to make them feel weakened and it's going to make them want to go ahead and relapse. And that's the last thing somebody struggling with substance abuse wants to do. But Bianca's like, well, I don't have a drinking problem. Okay, Bianca. So they're on the couch and Bianca's friend's like, I'm just worried about you, that's all. And Bianca's like, well, did you know that I was gonna get married to him?
I sent him marriage papers. Did you not know that?
No, you sent him how did you do that?
We were gonna get married in the prison.
He proposed to me over the phone, and I sent him marriage papers, and then he was all like, he took it back. He was like, I don't think I want to marry you right now. And I was like, what? Because he proposed on the phone. So yeah, I love him. I love him. I'll do anything for him. He's there for me when I didn't have anybody. You don't even understand. I can understand why you wouldn't want me to make this decision, but Haley, I'm fine, babe. I'm gonna be okay, and you just have to trust that. No, she resorts to she's jealous of me. She's just mad that I have money and that I got a man. Women really believe that. Women will really sit there and be like, you're just mad that I got a man. It's like Cynthia, he beats your ass. And it's like, so? You don't have anyone that beats your ass? Okay, Cynthia. Sometimes you gotta okay a bitch. Okay, well, you need help packing? Get the on. Let's do this. The hell? Gonna sit up there and call me jealous of you. Jealous? A mess. So then we have Julian and Christine. Now, Christine's kind of upset because she has to leave West Virginia. She doesn't have to actually leave. She can reach out to her mother, reach out to her family, try to see her son, let them know that she's changed, talk to them. She can stay there for as long as she actually wants to, but she's deciding not to do any of that stuff. And so she's upset right now that she has to leave West Virginia. Now, she says that she's only going to miss her son, whom she hasn't reached out to because she doesn't want to contact her mother, who has full custody of said son. So she doesn't want to reach out to her son, but she's going to miss her son, and she's going to miss the pepperoni rolls. Apparently, West Virginia is very much known for their pepperoni rolls. That's beautiful. I love that. Go see your son, Christine. Go see your son. Go talk to him. He doesn't understand what's going on. Explain to him. At least ask your mother if you can have some one-on-one time with your son, because she can't deny you that. And if she does, let us see her do it. Actually try, Christine. I can't stand when people say things like, well, I already know what's going to happen, or this is probably what's going to happen, or when I get there, this might happen. You'll never know unless you try. And the truth is, you want to continue to avoid these hard conversations because you're not willing to face what you've done. And what you've done is already done. And that's what I don't understand about people. What you did is already done. So now the only thing that we can do is move on from it. But that leads me to think that you're not ready to actually move on and do better, or possibly you want to show that you're doing so much better in the future. That way you can reach out. But either way, precious time keeps on ticking, right? Life keeps on going. And day after day after day, your son is left to wonder where you are, why you're not there, why you don't share the same home as him. And that's really pretty just sad. It's sad. So before they leave West Virginia, Christine wants to show Julian the first bank that she ever robbed. And so they pull up to the bank, and Christine lets us know how you do it. She said upon years and years of research, she didn't say years and years, but upon research, she says that how you do it is write down you want certain amount of money in 50s and 100, walk up to the bank teller, put your head down, give her the note. After she reads the note, she is to put the money in the bag and give it to you. I guess you walk out. Once you do that, they'll alert the authorities and that'll be that. Listen, she says she only got about $2,000 to $3,000. You heard me right, folks. $2,000 to $3,000 because it was unarmed and she didn't like rob a vault. Listen, if I do it, I'ma does it big. You hears me? If I does it, I'ma does it big. I'm not gonna sit up here and get $2,000 to $3,000. Hell, I can figure out how to scam somebody or maybe sell a little sell a little meow for $2,000 to $3,000. I don't want to go to jail for $2,000 to $3,000. I want some more, maybe 20, 30, maybe 300 to 400. But anyways, she does that in a string of 6 banks. And so on her 6th bank that she robbed, she went ahead and went to jail. She got caught. And that's what I don't like about people. People are too greedy, right? You got the first $2,000, $3,000. That should have been enough dope for what? About 2 months, right? It's not, unless you overdose, you should be okay. Maybe even 3 months, depending on how much you use. I don't really know. I don't know the going rate for crack. Maybe it's extra more expensive than I think. I don't know. But anyways, you want to go to more banks and get more money. And now you're greedy and now you're addicted and you love the feeling and you like the thrill. And yeah, no. Right? So she tells a story about how some women, 4 to 5 women, busted through her cell door and was like, "What are you in for?" And she was like, "Bank robbery." And they were like, "You robbed a bank?" And she was like, "No, I robbed 6 banks." So she freaks out because a cop pulls up and she's like, "Oh my God," it made me so afraid when I seen the cop pull up because during that day of me unarmed robbering that bank, that was my biggest fear, to see a cop pull up. It was so scary to me. So yeah, I freaked out and I'm like, you wasn't that damn scared because after you robbed the first one, you hit 5 more banks. So you weren't that damn afraid, but all right. So we go back to Z and Troy and the mom is still in the parking lot. She doesn't want to be there. She's saying everybody's making her want to drink. She's unhappy. She just wants to go home. Nothing much happened, but she's just still complaining about being out there. She's high. So if you remember, Troy told Z that he's been to church before, but not that many times, maybe about 3 times. So the mom starts laughing on the way to church and she's like, well, he thought he was at church one time, but he was really witnessing a wedding. It was his father's wedding and he was marrying some hussy. But I don't even know why he was marrying her because he texted me that night trying to sleep with me. And it's like, okay, mom. So safe to say, Troy hasn't had a lot of experience with church, which might mean that his mom hadn't had a lot of experience with church. But if you do have experience with church, then you already know those services can last 3 to 16 hours, depending on what church you go to. And so you need to make sure that you eat beforehand, pack some of them candies you can suck on during, and get ready to grub after. That's the rule of church. I don't understand what's so hard about it. So she still doesn't want to go inside and she still doesn't want to meet the parents yet. She said she'll meet them at another time, but right now she has got to go. I think though she forgot that she was, driven by people. She doesn't have her own car. She doesn't have a way of transportation to get anywhere. And even if she wanted to go back home, she's staying at Z's house. So she can't get the keys back to Z's house. So it's best she just stay up in that church, put her hand up, and thank the Lord for another damn day. I don't know why his mother it just strikes a nerve, because sometimes you can tell that Troy is this really nice person and that maybe he just did make a mistake and got caught up with the wrong people at the wrong time when he was young. Maybe he spent a long time in jail, but he was really doing the right thing and trying to reform himself, retrain his brain, get himself right so he can get out and be a better man. So basically Troy's mom says that they're holding her hostage at this point and she's getting very upset. She's about to set it off up in that mother. Hello, okay? Hallelujah! So then we go back to True and Shante.
So it's been 14 weeks since me and True broke up. I am at a new job. I moved into a cheaper home.
Now, it's been about 14 weeks since True and Shante have departed, separated, broke the hell up. And I know a lot of people hate the term separation or breakups. They get real sad and they say things like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you and this person broke up." But sometimes rejection is protection. I'll say it again. Sometimes somebody saying, "I don't want you anymore," is them saying, "I'm going to step away and step aside to let a person come into your life to really love and respect you and cherish you." Or, "I'm going to step aside and allow you to have some space and time to really love, respect, and cherish yourself. But either way, no matter what it is, it's good. Good decision hurts, right? Good decisions hurt. They do. Shante has lost jobs. You're going to start to lose opportunities. So it's good that that you break up. So I'm seeing this and I'm really happy and I'm rooting for our girl. I am rooting for our girl. I feel like Tyra Banks, we were all rooting for you. So I don't even notice that they're at a baby store. So Shante, her best friend, and her daughter are at a baby store. And I don't even know why, but I'm thinking, maybe they're going to a baby shower. Like, I don't know when this is filmed. I'm not sure what's going on. And Shante drops the bomb that she's pregnant.
Shante is pregnant by True.
They did have sex. I didn't know that it was unprotected. I didn't think it would be. Why would you allow somebody just getting out of prison? I don't care. I know that the whole consensus, the whole thought process behind being with somebody like that, like an inmate, is like they couldn't do anything. Prisoners sleep with each other. Prisoners sleep with COs. Prisoners find a way. Prisoners will make some stuff out of a sock and some old Jello and really get to town. Bang it out. Bang it out. Bang it out. Bang it out. Long story short, I would have asked him to get tested before, the raw interaction. But she didn't, and apparently he let all his little swimmers go inside of her, and now they have I can't even say it. They're making more people. It's not just one more person. Shante drops the bomb that they're having twins. True and Shante are having twins. Well, congratulate everyone in the comments. Join me in congratulating True and Shante. They're going to be parents, and 2 more people have been created. Now, the friend is like, I'm really, nervous for Shante. I think she's going to be a single parent. And I wanted to stop the friend right there and say, hey, as long as True is out of the picture, I think Shante can manage it, right? Like, she got 2 other kids. Her kids are doing fine. They can read. They can write. They have common sense. They look good. They're dressed well. They're clean looking. So there's nothing to worry about, right? I feel like Shante, once she's left True, it's been 14 weeks. She got another job, thank the Lord. And she's doing well enough to believe that she can handle having kids. She tells us that she almost made that appointment. She almost made that appointment to the clinic. Do you know I would be... Y'all can hate me all you want. Please unfollow, unsubscribe now if you're mad that I am pro-choice, but I am so pro-choice, it ain't even funny because people keep procreating that shouldn't be. I am too pro-choice. Congratulations to True and Shante. So then we move on to Joey and Kim. So Kim and her dad are very close. Everybody's there. Joey's mom is there. Kim's dad is there. Kim's mom is there. Everybody's there enjoying Christmas. So basically, Joey's sister has him step outside and she's like, hey, I just want to let you know, you hurt me really bad. When I was 14 years old, going into your room was the first time that I ever saw a needle. And my first thought was, you shouldn't have been in my damn room. But I know that kids are, curious, and you shouldn't have that stuff around kids anyway. So I understand that could have been very traumatic for her. She also says that Joey asked her for $40 and said that he was going to pay her back, and she found out that he was using that money for drugs.
I just want you to have a family because I know that's what you want.
It's okay. It'll be okay. Come here.
I can understand that pain because I experienced giving somebody money and helping them and really loving on them and just seeing what good of a person they were inside, right? Despite what they were going through, despite what type of addictions they had. I didn't at the time know they had an addiction, but once I found out they were heavily addicted to a substance, I realized I gave them a lot of money to go buy that substance with. And I didn't know that I was single-handedly funding their drug habit. And you try to oh, can you help me out here? Can you help me out here? And you try to love on people the best you can. But once you realize that, it does make you feel wrong because it's damn, I wouldn't have done it had I known what you were really doing. But you have to realize that that's not on you. Whatever they choose to do with that money that you gave to them out of good faith, that's not on you. And you didn't have anything to do with their drug habit, and they shouldn't have been spending your money on drugs, but it is what it is. So she says that really, really hurt her, and it made her not trust him, and that she hopes that he can show her, instead of just telling her that he's changed, he can actually show her this time and show her that he's been, he's going to be a better person. And so he's like, sis, I promise I'm not going to do you wrong. I promise. And so then the dad comes out, and the dad is like, my son really believes that you and his cousin 20 years ago stole his bike.
That you and his cousin stole that bike. And I'm having a problem getting through that.
And I'm having a really hard time, believing you didn't do that. And Joey's like, well, I didn't. I hung out with bad people, but I ain't about that life anymore. And, Kim's my wife now, and I'm going to be a good stepdaddy, and I'm not going to do anything wrong. So Joey goes back inside, and he decides to propose to Kim. He was gone earlier, I think, to pick up the ring so that he can propose to Kim, but I don't know where he was, because Joey's mom is actually the one that got Kim's ring. She says that she wasn't going to ask no questions. She doesn't know how he got $3,700, but he gave her Kim's ring size, and that's how she was able to get the ring. So, okay.
Joey described the ring he wanted to get her. He gave me her size, and how he got the money, I don't know, don't need to know. Yes.
Gorgeous.
She said, I don't need to know where he got that money from. The hell you don't. I need to know. I don't care, but if I know that my son is doing any nefarious activities or any criminal acts, I need to know where you got your money from. Did you hurt somebody? Is somebody in a trunk? Did you do something bad? I don't want the money. I don't want the money, and I don't want to help you. I don't give a damn. Call me what you want. Mama's not helping this time, son. So then we go on to True and Shante. So Shante is incredibly afraid. She doesn't know what to do. She needs to reveal to True that she's pregnant. Now, her friend says that she's scared for Shante to tell True because she thinks that she's gonna take True back out of desperation. And that's really sad for your friends to think that you're that desperate to go back to somebody who played you like that. But also, she's having twins. So it's natural for somebody to want to try to, I guess,
make it work for the kids. God!
Everybody does that. That's what people love to do because it didn't work without the kids. So 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work with the damn kids. We're awaiting True's response, right? And so we go on and we move on to Bianca and Daniel. Now, Bianca and Daniel are talking on video chat. They haven't seen each other in a week. He tells her that her hair is really beautiful and dark because she's dyed it. And she's just really excited to see him. She says that he's been acting a bit different, and he says it's because he has anxiety. He's getting out, and all he's ever known is jail. And so now he's going to, really try to change, and that's giving him some anxiety. I don't know why that's a good enough excuse not to call her. You don't have anything else to do, but maybe he's lying. It wouldn't shock me if he's an absolute liar. Bianca's just letting him know that, she's making a really big decision, and she's, hoping that he's not going to allow her to make this decision if he's not going to do the right thing. And it's like, nobody's letting you make a decision, Bianca. You're a grown-ass woman. You're choosing to make a decision. You have to deal with the consequences. And so she's like, well, I drink, and what if I get drunk off a bottle of wine? Are you going to be good? What if I get really drunk in front of you knowing that you're an alcoholic in remission? Are you going to be good? No, probably not, Bianca. I'm probably going to ask you for a drink, and you're probably going to give me one, and then I'm probably going to have 2 to 3 to 4, and I'm going to remember how good alcohol felt, and I'm going to continue to drink. And then I'm going to make some choices, and then I'm going to land myself back in prison. That's probably what's going to happen. But I hope not. So we then go on to Julian and Christine. Now, Julian and Christine have finally left West Virginia. They're pulling up to Julian's townhouse. She's really excited. She asks him, can you give me the keys so that I can finally open up a door to my own house? It's been so long since I've been able to do that. And immediately my first thought was, well, this is not your house. This is my house, and I'm letting you stay here. But I understand love. I get love, right? They go in. She's really excited. They have food. She's like, shrimp, steak, chicken. I'm so happy. And so Julian has to basically drop a bomb. He has to let her know that not only doesn't his family know that he's with an ex-drug addict / criminal, ex-felon, whatever you want to call her, but his kids don't know either. And his kids live with him sometimes, Monday and Wednesday and sometimes every other weekend. She can stay there, but on Monday and Wednesdays and sometimes every other weekend, she has to keep her herself hidden. She can't meet this kid until she meets his ex-wife. And so the funny thing is, it's like you might as well go ahead and just tell your family, Julian. I know that you want to keep it a secret because it's going to be really hard to let everybody know that you're with somebody like Christine, but you're going to have to be honest, because as an ex-wife, if I find out that you have an ex-crackhead in the attic just chilling while our kids are just like in the house, I'm gonna be mad that you didn't tell me that there's an ex-criminal there. You need to just tell the truth. That's your woman. That's the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. That's the woman that you're gonna marry. You shouldn't be embarrassed. If you're too embarrassed to tell your family, friends, and exes who you're currently with, then you probably shouldn't be with that person, right? But Christine really doesn't have a choice because, you know, she's homeless and doesn't have anywhere else to go. So she's going to be up in that closet being real quiet while Julian has daddy-daughter, daddy-son time. So then we finally go to Z and Troy. Church is over. It's been a couple of hours. The family comes out to meet Troy's mom anyway. And so Z's mom and dad walks up to the car. They want to know why she walked out. She basically starts crying and says, y'all exposed me. Y'all exposed me. You know, my demons were really rattled, I guess, by the message. I felt the type of way. I was crying. I was, you know, laughing. I felt all these different emotions. And I don't think I'll be in church too much longer because I felt convicted. And again, that's what happens with a lot of people. They feel convicted by the message. They don't necessarily, you either feel convicted and then ask yourself, why am I convicted? Does that mean that I truly believe that I'm doing something wrong and that there is room for change in my life? You know, you should feel convicted because during your youthful days, you were smoking, drinking, partying, having fun, and you chose to do all that aside from handle your responsibilities, which was be a mother to your son. You didn't do that. And so you can't necessarily be mad at anybody for making you feel convicted, but she's dead set on never going to church again. And Troy says that he also will never be a bishop, never be a minister, never be a pastor. So they've already made that decision that the two collectively are going to stay away from church. So then we end the episode on Shante and True, and I have literally been biting my fingernails trying to figure out what is True gonna say, right? Is he gonna say,
baby, you know I said I just wanted to be friends, but that was before I knew I was gonna be a father. I want to be in your life again. Like, I want to, you know, be there for my kids and love on you the way you should be loved, and I'm sorry, Shante.
Or is he gonna say,
well, Shante, you know, I don't necessarily want to be with you, but as soon as you let me know that I was going to be a dad, all of my feelings changed about being in those kids' life. I want to be in those kids' life. I am going to be the father of your children that you need me to be.
what is he gonna say, right? So she calls him up. She's like, True, I'm pregnant. First, she's asking him all these questions. So she's like, you know, how you been? Like, what's going on? He's like, not much. I'm enjoying my life. Oh, well, you're about to stop enjoying it soon, boo-boo. And she goes, well, where do you live now? And he's like, well, I kind of got a roommate situation. And she's like, well, what about your sister? What about your mom? And he's like, why are you asking me so many questions? And she's like, I'm just trying to get an update on your life. She's like, don't you miss me? And he's like, yeah, you know I do. And he's like,
well, I got into it with my mama because my sister's friend Tisha lied. She was mad I didn't want to be with her no more, so she told my mama all these lies. So my mama ended up kicking me out. Can you believe it?
I don't believe she should have access to your mama like that for your mama just to believe her over like you. So clearly that means that you either did something really wrong and you got caught, or maybe your mother and your sister lost all trust in you. Either way, you did something wrong. So now he's saying that he met another female that he's sleeping with and that he's a roommate to her. But honestly, translation, I found another nutcase to allow me to live there with her for free. And all I got to do is drop some penis off. Because a lot of women will say that they don't even care that they're not in like loving, fulfilling relationships, that they just want you to drop some penis off. And as long as you do that and they can have some consistent in-home penis, they don't necessarily care what you do or if you can pay a bill. And so she's like, well, okay. She's like, well, are you working? And True's like, why are you asking me all these questions? And Shantae's like, because I'm pregnant. And he's like, what?
I'm pregnant.
You said you pregnant?
Yeah, I'm pregnant.
Why are you just now telling me? And she's like, well, I didn't know if I wanted you to be a part of the baby's life or not. And he's like, well, who's the daddy? And she's like, you're the daddy. True, you're the daddy. I wouldn't have slept with anybody else. I hadn't slept with anybody else. I'm 14 weeks pregnant. And if you can remember 14 weeks ago, we had unprotected sex. And he's like,
man, Shante, man, you want some bullshit.
That's right, folks. He didn't say, man, just let me be there, or man, baby, I gotta come and see you, or how's your mental health, or how's your physical health been doing, Shante, to be carrying my child. He said,
you want some bullshit.
And then she says, well, there's more to it. I'm having twins. And he's like, where are you at? And she's like, I'm not gonna tell you. And he's like, well, I'm coming to you. And she said, and I said, I didn't want to see you. And he said, and I said, I'm coming. That's what they left us on. So now he's gonna come and he's gonna upset her life some more, and she's gonna be happy because she acted like she was so upset that he said that he was gonna come and see her face to face. But we all know that's what she wanted because she's not ready to let that man go. If she was, she would have let him know a long time ago. I would have texted that man, hey, we got kids, bye. Don't worry about it. We gonna be cool. I don't need him. I'd have 2 grown adult boys that look just like True, and I would maintain that they are not his. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. Actually, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even be going through that. And let me tell you why. I wouldn't even be going through that because I'd be in somebody's clinic. Rose? Rose? Oh, sorry. I'm here. I'm here. I would be fighting with those protesters. F you. I don't care what you say. You're an abomination. You have his baby then. You come on here. Come and take care of these babies then. Still not too late, Shante. I don't want to encourage this. True's the daddy. Yes, you still have some time. 14 weeks, you still have enough time to get it going. Let me know in the comments if you're going to unsubscribe because I'm pro-choice. Get it gone. The reason I am pro-choice, amongst a lot of other reasons, but one of the reasons I'm pro-choice is because people keep procreating. That shouldn't be, okay? Let's stop this. That's how this episode ends. You guys let me know what you feel about this situation. Are you happy for the couple? Would you head on to the clinic if it was you and you were Shante? Until next time, I'd be at the clinic.